see, President Kuku, 6 years twice, make it to top 12 years. We may can attain that feat of 12 years. No matter I didn't to 12 years. Of course, 3 years. They make back. We say 6 years. So later on, I talk as the president of the 6 years. I'm not talking as the president for the 6 years. So I had a total of 12 years. He has a total of 9 years. SM 3 years, we don't have to go. 3 years, period. You are saying I love you 6 years, thereabout. As a state, I love 6 years. The point I'm making is anywhere you find yourself, be relevant. Don't be thanks for my vote. I wish you can do better than myself. I was the chairman of Federal Committee, Cabinet. So, but the Coronation Committee day, what there will be talking. Yes, I know. You're chairman. I hope you are listening to me.
Yeah.
What is it?
I was born on the 9th of July 1953 at Garage Olode, I suppose, because that was where my parents were living at that time. And I grew up there as a child. And when I was about 7 years, thereabouts, I was brought home to my village, Gowode, to start the primary education. I started my primary school at Baptist Day School, Ijisi, in the Ishin local government of Kwara State, just a few kilometers from my village. That was in January 1960. I finished 1966, and thank God I secured an admission to the second school at Layi Grammar School in Layi, Western Region then, now in Osun State. I completed my second school 5 years in 1971. Because I had a number of brothers and sisters. I was the firstborn of 14 children of the same father. So realizing the number of brothers and sisters behind me, I just decided that I would go and work so that I can help my siblings to be educated. So I joined the civil service. I came to Layi. I lived with my brother, Chief Micheal Ogundele. That was January 1972. To God be glory that by October 10th, 1972, I secured a job with Ministry of Natural Resources, Cooperative Division then. And that was where I served for 22 years rising through the ranks to the principal cooperative officer. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, because of my nature of fighting for the people, I joined labor unionism, and because of that, I was laid off from public service after 23 years. That was 31st March 1995. Well, I looked for another job and I secured a job at Primetime Nursery Primary School, Oko, established by Engineer Dr. J.B. Adewumi.
First, we met at Ijara Baptist Church around 1976 or thereabouts, when we went for an invitation to a program in that village. Burial program. Went for a burial program. He invited their choir and they invited our own choir, Igbo Voice of Christ. So that was the first time we met, but I saw him and he saw me, and that was all. But that was the first time I will see him. Yes, he is. He's a father to his children because he took care of them, particularly on their education while they were right away from nursery school to uh, secondary school. He was the one solely responsible for their school fees, while I was responsible for all their uh, dressing or books or whatever they need apart from school fees. So as husband is a responsible man, particularly anytime I'm pregnant. As soon as he enters the house from maybe from office or rehearsal, choir rehearsal, you see, Ìyá Tọ́pẹ́, where is Ìyá Tọ́pẹ́? Or maybe one of you is in the sitting room. Where is your money? So we always ask after me. And if he enters the bedroom, I'm not sitting the sitting room or bedroom. So if I'm able to, if I hear his voice, I will say I'm in the toilet. So he's always taking care of me, looking after me. So he's a responsible husband to me and to our children.
This was taken at Lagos, where we were cutting, myself and my wife. We went to visit our relatives around the country. We went to Lagos to visit my brother-in-law, Mr. Joseph Alade, and we took this picture together. That was before our marriage. This was the D-Day, a marriage ceremony at Iwo. That was 10th April 1982.
Jẹ́ rántí the my first the first problem. Do I call it a problem? my first encounter with the landlady of the house you were living, Nikaba. I think it was the week I got there. Maybe I think it was the week I joined you. The landlady was fetching water. I had my own bucket there before her. Then she came, she removed it. I didn't know who she was really. I mean, mo kàn mo kàn yọ bucket yẹ kúrò ní pé mo kọ́kọ́ gbé bucket síbí náà pé àwọn èèyàn sọ pé landlady landlady ní o mọ tí mo landlady I don't know what they mean by landlady. When you heard, when you came back and you heard, you didn't spare me. I mean, I as a somebody who just come in, maybe I thought you probably would have explained things to me, but in retrospect now, I do not know why you took it up so hard on me, even though it was just my first the very first week of my journey you in Kabaden.
And then the honest thing was that I was cleaning you,
Yeah, Sade.
you just jumped on me. Oh, so this is how you are behaving to Mama Kamali. Okay. And the punishment became more severe.
That's what I'm saying. In retrospect, my conclusion then was that you were acting on
Yes.
the information,
Yes.
the information that this is a terrible young man, or this is a very naughty young man, and you probably wanted to, you know, I didn't really enjoy that at all. Yeah, and I was so I was very young. Yeah, about must be about 11, maybe 11 or 12.
Bàbá mi lọ́mọ onílé ọlọ́nà tí òhò ayaba nínú àgbo. Kòtò òpòrò. Gbòde o. Kọ́ lọ́mọ kìlọ̀ fọ́mọ rẹ o. Àkànbí o. Ọmọ onífẹ̀ẹ́ àbùrẹ́. Ọmọ kábà owó rẹ mọ.
The night of my departure, that's the one I want to put as a question. The night of my departure, like I was going to follow the following morning, we had a prayer meeting, our usual prayer meeting, and the entire prayer meeting was dominated by emotions. I was crying, you were crying, and I was just looking at this man. Why is this man crying? When I am very, very happy to live here, why is he crying? When I'm celebrating that I am leaving this man after all, you know, and then you were crying. Why were you crying?
Cry of separation. Somebody that have been living with for some time. Yeah, the feeling of departure, separation. Somebody you have been living with for quite some time, and then it's now leaving you. You cannot but feel the sense of loss, so to say. And I'm going to see the person again to live together. So that was what brought about the emotional feeling.
Did you really feel my impact at all? Did you?
Well, yes, no doubt, no doubt. At least you are assisting to do things in the household chores, running errands, which will not be there again if you left. And that evoked some emotional feelings. Living together, the separation will now make me to be living alone. And blood too, blood relationship, one will feel it. If we are to be just a house help or like that, you won't feel it as much as separating from your own brother who has been living with you for some period of time.
Ọlọ́kọ́.
Ó dàbẹ̀.
Ká sí mi kún gbọ́.
Sí bàbá mi tòótọ́. Pẹ̀lú ìbànújẹ́ àti àyàfò ni mo kọ ìwé sí. Bí ẹ bá wá mú mi lọ́dọ̀ bọ̀dá Láyí, nà mí pa o. Àtẹ̀sẹ̀ ńlá, àtẹ̀sẹ̀ kékeré, àlùpàmọ́bẹ̀rin o. Nǹkan bí àtòrì.
À ń palẹ̀mọ́ fún ìjẹ oyè ní ìlú wa Kùdówódé. Wọ́n fún àwọn èèyàn joyè, àwọn tó bá tó joyè wọ́n máa fi wọ́n joyè. So lónìí ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹjọ ọdún 2025 a ń fi àwọn èèyàn 6 joyè ní ìpalẹ̀mọ́ fún oyè ọba tá a fẹ́ jẹ lọ́la ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kẹjọ. Kábíyèsí wa ọba Engineer Johnson Olúṣẹ́gun Adéwùmí Awódélé Olúyọ̀lóyè the first Olú of Kùdówódé náà ni ó fi wọ́n jẹ oyè láàárọ̀ 2010 lájẹ kan kẹ́yìn. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé a tún rí ìjẹ oyè míì gẹ́gẹ́ bí èésà. Èmi ni alága ètò papẹ̀ ní Central Planning Committee fún coronation ọba wa. Èmi náà mò ń ṣàkápò bí a ṣe joyè lónìí. Yes, we are planning for the coronation of our Oba today, and we are making arrangements to welcome our visitors. The tables are being laid, the chairs are being arranged, the decorators are working, and the members of the community are doing one thing or the other to ensure that the program is successful. The drummers are already in town trying to get the program started. Everything set. Yes, as chairman of the Central Planning Committee, we're ensuring that everything is set for the coronation of our Oba, the Olu of Kùdówódé, Oba Johnson Olúṣẹ́gun Adéwùmí Awódélé.
orúkọ mi ní Comrade Bámidélé Títílóyè, Chairman CPC Chief Layi Ogundele is a well organizing person, and then again ó mọ bí a ṣe máa ń gbárùkù mọ́yàn, and then again àwọn gangan alága tó sì jẹ́ pé gbogbo everybody like the way tí wọ́n fi handle gbogbo committee, and kò jẹ́ kó sú wọn, kò dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wọ́n, wọ́n lọ up and down, wọ́n lo owó wọn, wọ́n lu ara wọn without ask anybody pé kò lè ṣe kó ẹ fún lówó ẹ fún lè, wọ́n àtẹ̀tí ṣe so many things ká committee tó gbọ́, and wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ nìkan tó ṣe pé wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo everybody, wọ́n dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ lùkùdù yìí, àfẹ́ lè sọ pé kódà wọ́n fẹ́ lè sọ pé ó dé ní the next of their next king wọn, because ẹ bá tẹ̀ ti sọ̀rọ̀ kùdú ìkọ̀kọ̀ gbogbo ẹni títì, àdẹ̀ ní gómìnà gan tí chairman gómìnà bá pè wọ́n, president gómìnà a ní ìlú àwọn ní the first priority ní ìsìn community aláìsí aníkùdú ó dé ní priority sáwọn, àdẹ̀ ní gómìnà àwọn national president gbọ́dọ̀ ti jẹ́ national president ní gómìnà wọn ò jẹ́ kó tẹ affect ìlú wọn, anything tó bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí àwọn ní the first president kọ̀ọ̀kan tọ̀ kí ló bó láti rìn gbàtàn dẹ̀ fẹ́ yan àwọn committee wọn náà ní gbogbo ìlú choose pé àwọn ló máa jẹ́ chairman CPC committee tó jẹ́ pé wọn náà ló sì lè handle ẹ̀, and they handle it very well and they do well. God will bless him. Jesus' name.
Own design. You are the one of our reliable, committed, and purposeful young men in this village. I am. I know I discipline people. I like things done correctly. I like things done rightly. I don't always like people doing things the wrong way. So when that happens, I try to correct as much as possible. So to a certain extent, I know I may be hard sometimes.
So first of all, do you think that is a disciplinarian?
Oh yes. Not that I think. I have evidence that he is. But it was funny how that there was a balance to it. Daddy was tough and everything, but Daddy played with us, had a lot of fun with us. Most times I remember how Daddy would have us on his back, how he would climb on his head, plait his hair. Yeah, so we had the balance. So you could not doubt that he actually loved you. And then he would go to work, bring back snacks. Yeah, he was a disciplined but a loving father.
No. Our children are the same. There was this feeling when we had our last born, being a male child. Back then, people were saying that, oh, thank God, we now have a male child. What will be my attitude? And I said then that I was not sure I will be too liberal towards him, and it came out that way. Our last born, being a boy, got much more punishment, so to say, than others, because of the fact that I just like people to do things well. So whether you are a boy or girl, I want things done correctly. So all of them are the same.
Daddy beats me up. Daddy beats Shaggy inside my body. I mean, when I was young, when anybody told me that one day I would shoot a documentary about my dad, I would highly deny it, because as a young boy, I just thought my daddy hates me. And funny thing is, I've heard Uncle Steve say the same thing, that when he was living with daddy, just thought this man just hates me. And I can say, yeah, probably the closest amongst his siblings. I wouldn't know now. So it just goes to show that, you know, as you mature, as you grow older, you just see some of these things as, I mean, nobody can deny that daddy was a bit hard, but it was out of love. I can categorically say that it was out of love. In fact, as I grew much older, I could say that I was now feeling more loved, getting more love from daddy than mommy. I mean, I mean that in the sense that sometimes daddy would call me, asking. I think there was even a particular event when I just mentioned in passing, daddy, Oremio. I just said, got small malaria. And for the next 3 4 days, daddy kept calling every day. Báwo wà lára ẹ̀ ń sìn? Ṣé dáadáa? At some point, I had to like, ṣé bàbá yẹn náà ló máa ń fi kòbókò lé mi nígbà tí mo. And what I just said now is not. I'm not. That actually happened. That time, my I don't know what happened. I think my sister saw a letter that I don't know if I wrote to a girl or a girl wrote to me, and she went to report me to my daddy. That night, my daddy chased me with koboko from our pavement in Flower Garden. From that pavement, he chased me with koboko to the gate. Load the letter. Key. She, now, that time you were chasing me with koboko. When I was now getting to university, you're now asking me, ìyàwó ń kọ́ báwo ni ta ló ń fẹ́ ń sìn? Lẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ ń fi kòbókò lé mi pé mo kọ lẹ́tà sóbìnrin. Okay. But I mean, my dad and I have a very good relationship. I mean, I know I don't call a lot, but my heart is always with them, and their heart is always with me, both him and my mom. And I can almost say I'm the favorite. I don't care. I know my sisters will not agree, but I can say categorically, you know. And that is a great man, and I admire him a lot. Do you think you're the favorite child?
Nah. I don't think anyone would think they're the favorite child, right? Because daddy would treat you like everybody, including neighbors, including, daddy never played any form of favoritism. And I think that helped us help us bond more with each other as siblings. I don't think daddy has any favorite. Nobody would even think that he has any favorites. Look at your sibling and feel that daddy likes this person. Nah, I don't think so.
Immediate family.
Okay, so Nigerians, you understand when you call somebody a family man, it means that everything he does, he has the family planned into it. Everything he wants to do, every effort he puts into anything is thinking about us, is thinking about the extended family. And so you see him at devotions, whether it's morning or afternoon. You see him at presentations for all of us. Is there, you know funny how daddy actually listened. As tough as daddy was, if you needed to talk to daddy would listen to you. Of course, you may be afraid because you were never sure what he would say, but he would actually listen to you, listen to your friends. I remember some of my friends coming and wanting to talk to my dad. My dad would ask them to come, they will listen to him. So daddy is all about family, is all about, I mean, I recently actually feel like talking to my dad and just crying on his shoulder because I felt that daddy, I mean, let me just talk to my dad straight. And it's that, daddy, I love you and I miss you. I miss being at home with you, gisting with you and talking to you. And I would, if there's a second earth, a second world, I would always choose you as a father. I would never want to share with anyone.
Chief Olayiwola Micheal Ogundele is let me say, to me, is like a dad. Though he's my brother, but his relationship with me is like a father.
I lived there, as in I lived with him for some years. And during my stay with him, I see him as a father because he played a fatherly role in my life. Like if everybody observe, you will say that I call him daddy. Not because others call him daddy. I made up my mind to call him daddy because I saw fatherly role in his life. I could remember that when I finished my ending, he called me. He was the one that took me to Oko. If you remember the time he was at Oko, he took me there to the point that there they were asking me, "Am I daddy, 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 daddy?" Ah, wait, oh, ṣé Baba Ogundele ti bímọ tó dàgbà tó báyìí ni? I used to tell them that yes, I'm his first child. Later, mo sọ fún mi pé well, in the real sense, èmi kọ́ ni biological child, but because he plays a fatherly role in my life, I chose to call him daddy. And I told them, I said the gap between me and him is 20 years. So looking at that gap is, in fact, I don't think I can call him Boda because it's like a father, and the gap is too much for me to call him Boda. Then it's a disciplinarian. Am I correct with that grammar? He can discipline. Nígbà yẹn long, when he was disciplining us, we were like, this man is wicked. But today, gbogbo nǹkan tó discipline wa fún, we can go back and say, okay, thank God for this man. The other thing, ó jẹ́ ẹni tó ń kó ẹbí pọ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ máa ń sọ pé tó bá yẹ pé ẹlòmíì nínú wa ló jẹ́ number one, ó possible kí ilé tuntun ká oníkálùkù ti máa ṣe tiẹ̀. But right from time, is a man that loves unity in the family. Is a man that wants all of us to be one as Ogundele. And as I study him, kò ní ọmọ ìyá. That is my own perspective about him. Kò ní ọmọ ìyá. Ẹni tó bá ti comply pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, òun lọmọ ìyá ẹ̀. So kò ń rí irò, kò kí hàn kọ́ sí wọn pé ọmọ ìyá mi lélẹ̀, ọmọ bàbá mi lélẹ̀. But he sees everyone as my brother, my sister. So the kind of person he is, ó jẹ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ kí ìdílé Ogundele sì wà together today. And as a plain man, ó máa sọ nǹkan tó wà nú ẹ̀. If you will kill him, ó máa sọ nǹkan tó wà nú ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe rò pé ó yẹ kó rí. He doesn't hide his feeling, and he doesn't pretend. He tell you the way things, wá wù ẹ́ kó gbà, wá wù ẹ́ kó má gbà. His own is, this is how this thing supposed to be. Then he's a principle man. But thank God, principle yẹn wọ́n ti ń try to work on it, because kò ń ṣe wo nǹkan náà nìyẹn máa dúró pé nǹkan tí màá ṣe lélẹ̀. So then ta ló fẹ́ sọ pé ojú gbé náà wojú eégún báyìí ní èrì yẹn mọ́ gbá tébò ni báyìí ni bó sì gbẹdẹ gbọdọ̀ rí lélẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n sìn àwọn náà ti di pé báyìí nìyẹn kò lè tó lé. So he's now coming down, listening to people's opinion, and then he's calming down so that he will be able to bring the family together.
I have been someone who is interested in service, interested in community service, communal service, and I started that very, very early in life, serving my community. I remember I was president of Udowere Descendant Progressive Law for about 12 years. That interest also developed in me to the extent of I participated in politics, even while I was still serving. When UPN came up, 1978, I joined, and I was going for meetings in the period of the Olawonyis, the Adebayos, you know. And since then, I've been participating in political activities. Even when I retired too, I became much more involved. However, I belong to the progressive camp because I was a member of the AD, was a member of the SDP, was a member of ACN, ACN, and the APC now. I've served various capacities as Secretary of the World and Chairman of local government of my party then. I was Assistant Secretary of my party at various times. During the Otoge campaign to remove the incumbent governor then, I was very much involved to the extent that we were successful in removing the party in power then, the PDP, and enthroning the progressive APC party in the state. Right away from the start, we have determined that God be with us. We will ensure that our marriage survives. And we have maintained that till today. So my advice to young couples is that they should, from the onset, agree that whatever the case may be, our marriage must endure, must survive. So whatever happens along the way, they should not allow anything to put their marriage asunder, so to say. And we thank God because of the love that we have exhibited all the years. We have been able to keep ourselves together as husband and wife. Really, we had some tough times, but I must give credit to my wife because she has been very supportive of me in good times and in bad times. And to God be glory that she did not give me any problem. She appeared to marry me with all my marry me with my life, so to say. So I thank God. I thank her for that grace. If my wife travels, I feel it so much. I'll be looking forward to when she'll come back, Or even if I go out, my mind will be at home, go back home. And the same thing happens to her. So we thank God that we are getting older, but the intimacy is still there. This was taken at Lagos, where we were cutting, myself and my wife. We went to visit our relatives around the country. We went to Lagos to visit my brother-in-law, Mr. Joseph Alade, and we took this picture together. That was before our marriage. This was the D-Day, a marriage ceremony at Iwo. That was 10th April 1982.
What's daddy's favorite food?
Anything swallow, particularly iyan, pounded yam is his favorite food.
This picture was taken at Oko when I was celebrating my 50th birthday anniversary. That was some 23 years ago, thereabouts. This is an extension of the birthday at Layi, in our flower garden residence, with my wife beside me with this long head gear. Oh, this was the naming ceremony of Chief Olayiwola. That was 1994, the 8th day. Yeah, my landlord, Chief Olayiwola, Mama Adeola, Baba Oyedeji Dike Samuel, Baba Ajibaye, taking the naming ceremony tea. This was taken at Bode Sadu when I was working the cooperative office, Bode Sadu, headquarters of Moro local government. We formed a football team then, and this was a match played on the primary school field there. One Baba, Mr. Wotunde, talking to the team members during the halftime. This is a family picture of the Ogundeles. All of us, we met at Layi during the marriage ceremony of the Mr. John Shawodele, who is now the Kabiyesi of our village. We were out there, and so we took this picture together, all of us, 14 of us, including some of our wives. It was a good meeting that time. We started singing when we were in the primary school at home. We were the choir, Baptist Church Kudowode, and that was the background of my interest in music. While I was in second school, I was not too much involved in church activity because we were living in the hostel. The town once a while to attend uh, church service. But when I finished and I came to London, I joined Mary Baptist Church, Sabo Kilon, through my brother, Chief Olayiwola. And that's 72. I joined the choir. And I love singing and music. Generally, I learned how to play guitar. I learned the keyboard briefly, but I didn't develop that talent much. But along the line, I found myself uh, being able to compose songs. And to God be glory that I developed that talent so much that I have composed several songs for the glory of God, which are making serious impact in the congregation here.
What's your favorite?
When we were in secondary school, there used to be one record studio in the town. I can't remember the name of the studio now, but we just discovered that there, Obe's records were usually played. And I think from there I developed interest in Obe's music. In fact, sometimes we would leave the school and go to the town to go and listen to Obe's music. Any release of Ebenezer Obey must go to town to go and listen to it. And over time, I have developed very, very great interest in Obey's music because of the fact that uh, Obey's music is philosophical, down to heart, and it's a blend of religious uh, music, realizing that Obey himself started from the choir in the church. Today, I must say that Obey is my greatest favorite musically.
àyìnbásíkò lọ́dà mú ẹ̀dá o ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà. àyìnbásíkò lọ́dà mú ẹ̀dá o ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa ló wà.
Well, I have not met him personally, although I hope that one day I will meet him. I've seen him in some performances. Sometimes when he came to Ilorin to this Radio Elwa program at Second Equa. Then of recent I met him. I saw him at Chief CEO Adebayo's burial, but I've not met him one-on-one, and I hope one day I will meet him to let him know that he has somebody as a fan somewhere. Yes.
What's your favorite?
I can't really. There are so many. Mo sọ fún ẹ o, ọ̀tá mi dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn mi. Dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn mi, dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn mi, dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn mi. So many. In 1996, Batagba Council, I was the secretary of Person Community. Batagba Council, I fẹ́ lọ ṣe àwọn àyàn soul fún wa, fẹ́ lọ welcome ẹ̀. Èmi wá ní as the secretary of the community. Àwọn náà la anchor program. Èmi ní MC. Abalọ́sọ tá a wọ̀ ní ò lásán kan tí mo lè wọ̀. Tó bí fit occasion ẹni o. Dikin oní PRO. Èmi rẹ̀ náà àjọ ń plan program. Òun ní méjì. Kìnní náà ni o. Géènì náà ni o. Má gbà kan. Òun náà lò kan. Yẹn náà mo wá wọ̀. Adàpadà èmi ni mo ní. Tọ́tí bá rántí sí ìyẹn gbà yẹn. A máa rántí ìsìn. Tó jẹ́ pé nísìnyí. No, people now see me. People now know me with Agbada. Ọjọ́ tí n bá wọ orí ilé jáde. Chief Agbada ńkọ́. Àmọ́ èèyàn tó ti bí mẹ́yìn. Ẹ wọ Agbada lónìí. Ìgbà tí ìyá Àbàdàn wá níbi 3 weeks ago. Àwa pàdé professor kan níbi program tí wọ́n wá fún. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sọ fún ìyá Àbàdàn pé màá wò bóyá professor rántí bí ọ̀nà tì mí. Àṣàwà kiri àtàwọn oníṣẹ́ ìrántí mi sà. Ó ní omi akọ̀wé gbóná. This is your this is your outfit pẹ̀lú agbára. Very interesting. Okay.
Kó máa rotate wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ ṣá máa mílíkì o. Ẹ ṣá máa mílíkì o. Kó máa circulate lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ ṣá máa mílíkì o. Kó máa ṣéwù lọ́rọ̀ wa.